So it's not that Disney didn't want to bend you over. It's just they were too lazy and didn't want to put their resource and money into doing so by starting a new association.
Well, we've got these new cabins, and they're like, well, where are they? And they're like, well, here, hop on my bus, and we're going to take a bus to a horse, and then we'll get on a horse, and then we'll take another bus, and then we'll take a hayride, and then you're going to be in your cul-de-sac with 6 other trailers, and you look and go, ow!
If you remember your golf cart.
Yeah, take a golf cart, of course.
Welcome, Walt Disney World fans, to another episode of the Notcast, presented by NotClub33.com. This week on the show, what do you think we're talking? It's Disney Vacation Club. You know the usual suspects here. Our names are on the screen, but with me and stealing a little bit from somebody else is a man that needs no introduction, but hey, we'll introduce him anyway. Senior Sales Associate and Brand Ambassador for the Disney Resale Market, also the proprietor of the Boardwalk, and the doctor who's got that cure for your ailment of add-on-itis, Mr. Derek DeBoer.
That's my favorite introduction I've ever gotten in the history of the world. Can we just wrap up the show right now? I sound so important.
All right, guys. As it wasn't apparent enough, we are going to talk Disney Vacation Club again today. This, I guess, will be our 201 version of the class. We did the 101 last time with Derek, the overview of why you might want to buy Disney Vacation Club. But since then, we've gotten some new DVC news, the new Polynesian Tower. We've got some, I guess, cabins, if you want to call them that, over at Fort Wilderness. Derek, can you fill us in on, do you know anything, first of all? Let's start with the easy one, the Poly Tower. It looks like it's getting kind of close. When is that? Do you have an expected date for that to hit opening for us?
Yeah, break news here.
To hit, I keep hearing, and they keep saying late 2024, but when I was over at the Polynesian not that long ago, last week, for something, I looked over and I'm like, there's no way that thing is going to be ready by 2024. So I don't think it's going to be ready by late 2024. I think every day it starts to look better and better. So at first I was, everyone was kind of completely mortified by it. Like, oh my God, they're ruining the whole entire area. But people, honest to God, they used to say, and I said the same thing too, when they built the first Grand Floridian one. It was like, what are they doing? God, they're going to put a building right here on this beautiful beach and it's going to ruin everything. Now it just fits in. And I think by the time it's all said and done and it's got the, pretty flowers and the trellises and all that stuff, I think it's going to look great. And I think for people that love the Poly, for them finally to be able to have a choice, to be able to, people that own the Poly, to be able to book a 1-bedroom, an official 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom is huge, huge news. So,
are you firing shots at Patrick?
Are you telling me there's going to be rooms available at the Polynesian? Maybe.
Yeah. Just tell them that I said it was fine. Just to say, Derek said that I could have a 1-bedroom whenever I want, and I'm totally good with it. What I was kind of hoping for, and I was talking about this with someone the other day, is that what I love about the Poly is there's obviously going to have all the different room choices, but I think what I would love to see, and it's kind of a fantasy because that's what some people always think about is, what would you do? What would you love? I would love it if they had concierge rooms, because there's only one Disney Vacation Club resort, and that's Animal Kingdom, that has a very small number of concierge rooms that I think if the Polynesia could somehow manage to include that as a booking category, that would be mammoth. That would be huge, huge. Probably not going to happen, but a boy can dream, right?
Yeah, you can ask for it. Yeah. And Bob Iger could build it if he wanted to.
He can build 7 Disneylands if he wants.
If he wanted to.
Don't get me started about that, which I watch you guys too, but I was just hearing that news about look, there's breaking Disney news, and the breaking Disney news is Star Tours is going to be have a new movie in it. And I'm like, meanwhile, the folks down the street have 3 resorts and they have a huge theme park with all these different lands. And we're all excited because we're Disney fans. We're like, we're getting a new movie in Star Tours. Woo-hoo!
Yay! I mean,
But
I am kind of against this tower. I mean, I've seen the renderings, and I think it's going to be nice. Don't get me wrong. I just feel like I could go to any run of the mill Hilton or Marriott property, and it would be the same. And I just don't feel the polyness of it from what I'm seeing, and I'm worried that is what's going to be taken away. I could care less where they built it, that there's a big tower there. I'm worried about the whole.
Oh.
Theming, as Bobby would say on his show. Yeah.
what if
Oh.
they put a waterfall in that tower, kind of like the one that was in the old lot?
That would be
See,
badass.
That'd be smart. That'd be smart.
Is this
But
a joke?
what
or
they
what? What are we...
got to
No,
figure
no.
out,
I'm just saying
That'd be
this
awesome.
is the kind of thing that the Disney fans that Derek was talking about that eat up the minuscule news of a new film on Star Tours. That's the kind of shit that they would love. So it'd be a win-win if Disney did it. They're not going to
100%.
because they're not paying attention to that shit anymore. But still,
they need to
I
figure
would shut
out
up.
how are the monorails that are already full
Yeah.
by the time they leave the Polynesian. By the time they
They're
get
not-
to the Grand Floridian, they're literally people jumping on top, trying to hold on for dear life just to make it that little bit to the Magic Kingdom. How is it going to make another stop then, or fill up a whole entire tower of people? So they're going to have to bring in boats, or they're going to have to add monorails. That's, honest to God, that's a huge concern.
Gondola system from Poly to. They could build
I
it.
think the genuine answer
I
there
wouldn't
is that they shut down the stop at the TTC for the resort line of the monorail, because that would restrict it at that point. Here I am coming
Then
up with the
you
real
just-
answers. I know I'm feeling,
But then
weird
how
not
are-
joking
The
about
foot
it, but-
traffic from TTC to the Polynesia would be murder.
Yeah, then how are people going to go to Epcot that aren't at the Poly? I mean, then that would be a big logistical nightmare.
Yeah.
Just
but
trying
for,
to throw out a reasonable solution. I don't know.
It's
And then
unreasonable for Grand Floridian and Contemporary. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, if I'm a guest or if I'm a member that paid a lot of money to stay at the Grand Floridian, and I've seen the lines, especially like during some holiday times, you could see people like take
Unreal.
pictures and post it. It's like that line stretches all the way through the whole entire lobby of the resort, almost outside the resort, just trying to get on the monorail at
Just
the Grand
walk.
Floridian. So
That's why they put a walk path there, isn't it?
yeah,
That's still
Tell
a
that dude-
decent walk.
It's 8 minutes.
it
It's
is.
not
it?
8 minutes.
It is
From
8
the,
minutes.
from
I
the
timed
lobby of the
No.
Grand Floridian,
probably-
it's 8
from
minutes.
the lobby. It's 10. I timed it from
Maybe
the
if you're
walking where the
walking
walk.
question
slowly,
that.
it's not a far walk.
Yeah, I filmed it
Oh.
right when it opened. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're doing this. The next time you're down here, we're taking my fat ass walking to see how long this actually takes.
Pretty sure you walk faster than I do, so you'd get there faster.
That's true. Long
Yeah.
line.
So. Yeah, I did it in.
I would say about
10
that
in 8
new
minutes.
the new Poly Tower. If it has the feel of like Alani, then maybe that could be really cool.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
because my worry is it's going to be generic. That's my worry about the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because that
should
seems
you
like
be-
where, the
they'll
way
figure
they've
out a
been
way to
going with a lot
cartoon.
of like the refurbishments and whatnot. So
Yeah, like I'm really curious to see what the insides are gonna look like, because I mean this is a whole separate show. But I'm just not a fan of all the current refurbs that they're doing at some of the resorts, including like Boardwalk. I just don't like that they're taking the Disney out of the Disney rooms and taking kind of the quirkiness and the personality that made some of these places so great. And I look at them now, and like you guys said, I mean it's like, okay, am I in the Boardwalk or am I in a Spring Hill Suites room? Like I can't even
It's
tell
vanilla.
where I'm at. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's crazy is like at the Disneyland Tower, they melded like the generic room with there's tons of Disney and then a lot of like white and clean lines, whatever. But they
Yeah.
made their Disney bits in there so specific and detailed that it makes up for the rest looking boring. But like, why can't they just do that at the others? What's the
Because
problem?
they can't be okay with just doing little nods. They either do
Yeah,
Disney threw up everywhere or nothing, and it's like they can't. They tried
can't
to
stop doing the whole Disney threw up everywhere thing.
Well, no, but at the boardwalk, you have nothing. It's just it's just nothing. You would have no idea, and,
It's not
it
done
just
yet.
feels.
Just wait. They'll figure out a way to slap a Moana on there.
at the boardwalk, do they put doors on the bathrooms?
no, man.
No.
You don't.
No?
You don't deserve a door, Pat.
Maybe Tori does, though.
Yeah, she does.
For when Pat's
Derek,
in there, even, especially.
Derek, since we're talking the poly, I got to ask you, how do you see, now that we know that this poly structure is going to be part of the original bylaws, how does this going to affect somebody like Pat who owns at the Polynesian?
I was thinking that, and that's probably the best news. I mean, I think for everybody, it's a win-win when they announced that news, because that was always the big question. And people would ask me all the time, like, oh, we're thinking about buying the poly, but we want to make sure that I could use my poly points that don't have any restrictions on it. Can I use them in that new tower? So when Disney kind of announced, and I don't think truly that they were expecting to announce it when they did at that condo association, we've heard some stories about they probably weren't planning on saying that. But
she just came out and said it.
Yeah. Someone asked and said, oh, yeah, it's going to be part of the same association. And then our phone was like, I need poly points. Poly points. So it was a great problem to have. But I just think that it was going to be a huge loss for Disney if they didn't, because of people like Pat that bought the original Polynesian, knowing that there were no 1-bedrooms, there were no 2-bedrooms, there weren't even typical grand villas, that there was just studios and then the bungalows for 5,000 points a night. So you're kind of saying to them, hey, you know what? We're going to build a whole new tower. You can use your points here, but you don't have that same, home resort priority. So I think, to make all those people that bought the original Polynesian to kind of screw them over, per se, would have been a really, really tough move. And you can't, it's not just that Disney, for those folks that don't know, can just decide, and say, I think we're going to make this a new association. I mean, there is years and years of work and research, and we're talking millions and millions of dollars that have to go into getting approval to sell it in almost every single country, every single state in the whole United States. It's not just let's do this or let's do that. So it was a decision that was made obviously a long, long time ago that we had hoped that was going to be the outcome on it. I think it's probably going to be like when they did the Grand Floridian, so the Grand Floridian sold out. They had that one building. Then they announced kind of out of nowhere that no one really saw coming, like, hey, we're going to add a bunch of studios in one of the buildings right by the quiet pool and open it up for new people to buy. You still have that same, home resort priority at it too. What it's done is it's made getting a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom a little bit harder, than it used to be, because you've got thousands of new owners that bought, the Grand when it went back on sale with all new points that say, well, great. Well, I want a 1-bedroom, but that original building didn't get any bigger. It still has the same amount of 1 or 2 bedrooms.
Right. Sure.
So that's the only problem.
So it's not that Disney didn't want to bend you over. It's just they were too lazy and didn't want to put their resource and money into doing so by starting a new association.
That sounds like Disney.
That's what I read into that. I don't know. Luckily, Derek doesn't work for Disney anymore.
That is the official release. I just read it on there. Exactly.
Becky, I know you want to talk about.
It's about money.
Becky,
I mean, right now, it's about money. So why aren't the rooms super crazy themed out and stuff? It's because of money. Why are they 100%. Do every decision that Disney does to come back to? Why is Disney not buying contracts back during the right of first refusal? It's because of money. You look around, they're building resort after resort, and they're building, trailers and a campground, and they have a new Polynesian Tower. They still have Riviera. They'll be selling Aulani till, the next 25 years. So they have no shortage.
Aulani, that's all they do is try to sell the whole. They got DVC. They're trying to sell that every corner you turn. You're getting in the pool. Oh, you want to buy DVC? You walk into a restaurant. You want to buy DVC? That's all they do at Aulani. It's crazy.
Did you tell them you're already right DVC?
Now, and I was like, "Do not."
Yeah. Oh, once they found out I was there, they're like, they wouldn't even talk to me hardly. It was like, "Oh, you're a third party." I'm like,
no, I'm here right now. I'm first party. I'm here in your building.
Popcorn. That's what they said. Oh, you don't get the free popcorn. You're a third party. I'm like, okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh,
that's shiesty.
Yeah. Then you just tell him, Pat, that you saved like 25 grand. So I'm just going to go buy my own.
Yeah.
Take it.
I did. I said, oh, I guess I saved enough money to buy my own popcorn. The guy didn't say anything to me.
How do you like them apples? Becky, I know you want to get into our next topic because this is near and dear to your heart.
Is it?
Derek alluded to it.
Disney's Trailer Park Plus.
Plus?
Oh, that's
is it a
pretty
plus?
Good.
That's highfalutin.
Well, they're selling off the old ones to people for $50,000. So these are the plus ones.
No, are they? Are
Yeah,
they seriously
didn't you
selling
see that
it?
in our-
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
You can, if you live within however many miles,
100 miles
or 40 miles of,
No shit.
they'll deliver it for like
That's
49 grand.
49 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can buy it on like So if you've always been afraid to buy like a blender on like Facebook Marketplace, now you can buy a $50,000 tiny house and have it delivered to you.
Hey, if you want to start a Disney adult trailer park complex for your cult,
special comedy I'm staying away from.
Yeah, I'm really not. No,
don't drink the Kool-Aid, folks. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but I bet you more. There'll be like multiple units going to one entity, and you're going to see like some type of setup somewhere, and somebody's going to try to make money off of it as like Disney Light. It's going to be.
It's a relic.
Ew.
I promise you.
Yeah.
That's okay. My reactions to the new ones are the same. Ew.
Are they? Yeah. They look fine to me. The new ones look fine to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just seen a couple pictures, but
see, but here's what I said, Pat, and here's how I feel. And I've been a member forever. I'm Derek de Boardwalk, right? So I've had my points forever. I don't want to use my DVC points to stay there, right? And I just say that because I'm used to staying in DVC rooms. I'm used to staying at the Poly, used to staying in the Boardwalk. I'm going to the Grand Floridian next Friday and Saturday for 2 nights. I'm used to staying there. My points are so precious and valuable to me that I don't want to say, you know what, let's use like 2 or 3 nights. And let's, like we talked about, it's, a lot of people don't even know where it is. So I don't know how the direct guides, honestly, are going to sell it. And I was a direct guide because when you're selling the Poly Tower, that's right there when you're on the monorail or taking a boat to the Magic Kingdom, you look and say, that looks perfect. That's where I want to stay. And then someone says, well, we've got these new cabins. And they're like, well, where are they? And they're like, well, here, hop on my bus and we're going to take a bus to a horse and then we'll get on a horse and then we'll take another bus and then we'll take a hayride and then you're going to be in your cul-de-sac with 6 other trailers and you look and go,
if you remember your golf cart.
Yeah, take a golf cart, of course. You're like, I don't want to do that. I just want to stay on the monorail. I want to walk to the Magic Kingdom. I want to be able to do that. So I just don't know how they're going to sell these things.
They
have
amenities.
What amenities? What fucking amenities?
Yeah. Super loyal audience. People that love them. Like right now. Like they go down there and they stay for like a month on end. They decorate them like insane over Halloween and then over Christmas. But that's a really small demo. And when you're selling Disney Vacation Club points, you need to cast a big, giant net. And I just worry that this net is just very, very small. So it was an odd choice.
But still, hey, email Derek if you want to buy their resale once they open. His information is on the screen.
So,
hey,
is this
serious Derek question that I heard? Derek, I heard you on that show raving about those cabins. Is it possible that I could give you thousands of dollars so I can buy there instead?
But seriously, what about the amenities? What is the draw? There has to be some draw besides nostalgia.
Yeah, Southern draw. Yeah.
They sleep 6. So
is there a restaurant over there besides the hoop-de-doo and that?
Trails End. There's Trails End. Yeah, and then you have and it's not like it's all right there within walking distance. I mean, there's a reason.
That's the thing.
You got to get golf
carts and golf carts.
Oh,
but for the price
far away,
close.
So we've seen the point charts, and they're asking regular DVC rates for this. It's a fucking campground. I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, come on, guys. Like, I figured it was going to be a low barrier to entry. to use your points so that you could go there and you could stay for a week cheaply for, say 80 points or something like that. But,
Right.
125 points and stuff like what? That's Poly. That's Boardwalk. Like, ain't no way. Like, I don't mean to take money out of your pocket, but I'm just being real. Yeah.
And 100%, Steve. And even most important are the annual dues. The dues are second highest, like only next to like Vero Beach. The dues are ridiculous.
Because of the dogs.
The dogs.
Because it's not the cleanup on the fixing laundry machines, because that shit doesn't exist in the.
We got to take care of the stables, right?
Yeah. I mean, you're going to have to do all that. I mean, I think, and someone mentioned it too, and I thought it was a good point, that it's almost like Disney's looking at this and saying, okay, we're going to jack up the dues just to kind of offset the cost of it. So being a member of it. And I mean, you're going to have a huge part of insurance, because what people don't even realize is when you stay at the campground, whenever there's bad weather, like they evacuate those trailers.
Yep.
I mean, they evacuate them. So it's got to have it's just such a bizarre, strange choice with crazy.
Where the hell do they go?
Yeah,
not there.
Over to the Poly, and they take all your rooms at the Poly, Pat.
Yeah, that's when you really can't get rooms, Pat.
They walk in. This is highfalutin.
All-star music, full up. It's an upgrade.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, someone's going to ask me in like 30 years from now and say, how many cabin contracts did you sell? And I'm just going to go like this.
Yeah, sorry. My bad.
Did this show.
Yeah. And just get Derek wound
Sorry,
up.
guys, you can't go to college.
Well,
Daddy dropped the ball.
No, you've got a nice shiny Poly Tower. You'll sell plenty.
Yes.
But we were talking about this off camera before you joined us, Derek, a while back, I guess it was. Those rooms are going to allow dogs, but you pay extra, but they're not discriminating against which rooms are going to have them. It just sounds like you get a dog room and it'll get cleaned up, and then the next person comes in and could have been a dog room, just like it used to be back in the day. Somebody smoked in your room before you got there. Not differentiating which rooms can and can't have the animals sounds pretty short-sighted to me. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, and plus it's not free to bring your dog, so it says like, okay,
yeah, the extra costs are hilarious to me.
You got to pay to bring your dogs. Then they tell you that like you have to keep your keep your dogs off of the furniture was something that I read.
For the 7 hours that they can stay in there alone.
No,
quietly.
They didn't say that, did they?
Yes,
Yeah, they did.
Yes,
Yes, they did.
Is that really?
Yes.
They have
So when you go play in the Magic Kingdom, right, for like 12 hours, you're going to come back and those dogs are just going to be sitting there like watching TV like this and not even doing anything. You're going to come back.
Take all the pots and pans and put them on the furniture.
The furniture to keep them off. That won't stop them.
That's so stupid. Oh my God.
Yeah.
The rules and restrictions are amazing.
They are.
I get it. And keep your dog quiet while you're out there.
That was the other thing. Yeah. Keep your dog quiet.
Okay.
Bobby, you get a dog, right? You take your
I
dog
do,
to
and
these
it's the
cabins?
only reason that I've considered even the idea of staying here. I also have a hypoallergenic dog, so the cleaning thing does like actually affect me in that way. I hope that there is like some like additional cleaning, but I can't say that I'm really high on that prospect given my experiences with housekeeping everywhere else, especially because they only come like once a trip
for DVC. Yeah,
for DVC.
Yeah.
Anyway, just that. Also, my dog's messy as shit. I don't know. He's gonna fuck something up in there. So
yeah,
so he's not going to be making you Alfredo in those pots and pans that you'd leave out for him.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they'll supplement your portfolio there, Derek. Maybe they'll turn that Galactic Star Cruiser into a DVC hotel or something for you. So you'll make it back up off of lightsabers.
They heard Pat ask for those more rooms, and that's the first thing that they jump into.
We need no more resorts. We need a fifth gate. No more new hotels, no more new resorts. We need to announce the fifth gate, not just rehabbing part of a ride, not rehabbing part of a park, not doing that. It needs a fifth gate. So no more resorts. We have plenty of resorts.
You heard it here first.
Are you sad?
Now
they build a 5th resort. I will never ever get a room.
The fifth park may eventually come, I guess, sight unseen, because what we're going to do with that 17 that's if they want to, with their $17 billion that's earmarked for Walt Disney World.
Yeah,
that's another show. Speaking of other shows, this will be our last show for a couple of weeks. We're going to take a break, but when we come back in a couple of weeks, we will have Derek back on the show. We're going to not do a DVC show, so stay tuned to see what we do with Derek. One of our regular shows may reoccur, so have those notification icons on so you know when that show drops. End of March, early April. We got spring break coming up, so we won't have shows for a while. So if you do like shows like this, please hit that like button. It really helps us in YouTube's algorithm. Consider subscribing. It's free to do so, and it really helps out our channel. For everybody here at Not Club 33 and for Derek, have a great day, folks. Peace.